Snorgle. Welcome back to Lushfoil Photography Simulator. Now, I know it's been a hot minute since I've played this game, but my gaming PC, the motherboard died. And so it's about a month with them fixing it, replacing the motherboard. But basically, essentially, I upgraded my motherboard and my CPU, and my RAM. They had a really good deal on a bundle. Micro Center did, so I went ahead and just got it. Okay. And you know, I was continued to make videos, but what's this? Oh, that's nice. Lovely. Wow, it's kind of a nice picture, though. I like that sort of stuff in the foreground being a little out of focus. That's kind of cool. What's this up here? It's a house. Anyway, so my PC was getting fixed. Took a little longer than possible than I thought, but now it's back. I got it back this afternoon. I'm very pleased. I did some benchmarks. It's definitely working better. It wasn't working bad before. It's just the motherboard's fried. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And you know, if I'd have known it was the motherboard, I could have replaced it myself. But I didn't really know how to troubleshoot it. The skill I can troubleshoot software, but hardware troubleshooting is a little bit tricky for me. Like if I were a big PC guy, I probably could shove another motherboard in there, see if the power supply, or maybe get a multimeter. But that's not how I roll. This is amazing. This is Shengshan, China? Shengshan Island, I should say. Can I go this way? I can't, okay. This game is so cool. It's gorgeous. I really would love to hear an interview with the photographer. Did he go to these places? Like map them out and then recreate them? Or is this just generally what it's like? And oh, look at that. I still haven't come across any of the little things that tell us what pictures we're supposed to take. Is that the ocean? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Let's see what's up here. See what's up here. If we're going to see any wild animals. I feel like as we go and get a little bit more into the game, that look like it, and right on cue, a crane. Maybe a heron? Sure. Funny heron story. When I was traveling full time, I stayed in a place in South Florida, and it was a golf place. I do not play golf. I don't think I've ever played a game of golf in my entire life, and you know me, I'm not a sports ball person either. So, yeah, got that. Yeah. And I heard this huge racket. It sounded like somebody was hitting the side of the condo I was staying in, like with a go-kart or something. And I went outside and there was a long guy there just cracking up, just literally cracking up. He was mowing the lawn. He was laughing so hard because there was this heron right there, like making this horrible sound and flapping its wings at the guy. And the guy was just cracking up. It was really funny. That's the funny thing about like South Florida. South Florida has legit Dr. Seuss birds. Like, look at that. My goodness. That's amazing. You know, they have legit birds that look like they're straight out of a Dr. Seuss book. No lies. With these crazy little beaks, and you know, it's really funny. God, I miss this game. I also miss Minecraft. I have not been able to play Minecraft coming up. And that will be changing. Look forward to, if you watch this when this drops, you can look forward to in the next video or two, going to be some Minecraft content. Absolutely. I got really excited because I kind of came in with a new idea for a base that I was going to build, and then my computer died, as is the case sometimes. It's so interesting. I don't think I've quite seen any kind of forest like this. Like, there's a bunch of small trees, but there's a bunch of big trees. The big trees do not look like they've been cut down. It looked like they've just fallen down, and there's no other large trees like that around. That's really fascinating. Like this one. This one doesn't look like it's been chopped down, like, you know, by a lumberjack. Doesn't look like that at all. What's this up here? Something's up here. Maybe? Maybe not. I thought that thing on the right was something. That rock. It's all lit up. Can we go over there? It looks like it's begging us to come over here. No, we can't. Yeah, it doesn't let us. That's okay. That's okay. In real life, we probably would be able to go over there, but maybe it wouldn't be a good idea. Sometimes you don't know that till you try things, you know? Sometimes something seems like it's a great idea, but it ends up not being a good idea because you didn't have all the information. Something like a very common thing is you have people who will climb up, not necessarily mountains, but, you know, go climbing up something that's very steep. Where we're going. And then they don't realize the only way down is to climb back down, and climbing back down is significantly more difficult than climbing up. And that's my opinion. I mean, if you're rock climbing in a gym, you know, you just belay down. It's easy, right? But, or, you know, jump on the padded stuff, right? And depending on how high up you are, of course. What's that up there? What is that? The flag. I'm assuming, since this is China, I'm assuming that's the Chinese flag, the flag of China. I guess that's where we're headed, so let's go up there. This island is significantly bigger than I thought it would be. I've never been to China. I would love to go. I would absolutely love to go. In university, I had a good friend who was Chinese. They played violin, and they were an extraordinarily good violin player. They're extremely talented, but they didn't want to do it. Their parents made them do it, and they were extremely talented and they worked very hard, but they always dreamt of being an accountant. No lie. What the? Over here. What is this? Oh, the drone, of course. It's interesting. I'm not a big fan of the drone shots. Lift alt. See what? Yeah, okay. That's the trail we came up. Exit drone. Escape. Okay. I wonder why there's a flag up here. Blurry. So we can head back down. Don't really see any other place we can go here. That was neat, though. Maybe get a little better shot here. How about this? I kind of want. Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of want the bushes to sort of frame the shot here. And, you know, if you haven't watched me play this series, I'm not too worried about getting all the shots or finding the things. I'm not. I just like experiencing this, and it's a very interesting, cool game. Unlike any other game I've ever played, really. I don't think I've ever played a game where you just kind of go around and photograph stuff. It's interesting how we kind of gamified it, but I feel like the gamifying of it is second to the experience of just like alone on this beautiful island, beautiful mountain island in China. Just looking at nature and the abandoned houses, and maybe occasionally the flora and the fauna. You know, occasionally there might be some sort of animal. Like in the last one we saw like a squirrel, I think. We've seen several birds. We saw either a crane or a heron earlier. That's when I stayed in Florida. I might have mentioned this before. You know, I take the garbage out at night, and so this golf resort place we were staying, it, how do I say this? It had like canals going through it, right? And in these water canal things were alligators, and not a lot, but enough. You know, you'd see them several times a day. I remember when we moved in that when you stay at these vacation rentals, a lot of them will have like a little binder book, and it talks about like, here's the local restaurants, here's this and that, here's what we expect of you, you know, just a little welcoming thing. And one of them had like do's and don'ts, and the top don't was don't take a selfie with an alligator. And I remember looking at it thinking, you know, they had to put that in there. What is that? A house? We can get to it. You know they had to put that in there. Oh, well, we can, because somebody did it. And I went and looked it up, and sure enough, like a local news station reported that somebody had gotten attacked and not killed, but attacked and maimed by an alligator. I don't think they were killed because they were taking a selfie with it. And you know, when you see an alligator, the alligator that was in the canal by the condo we were staying in, when you see an alligator, and it's like 8-9 feet long, and literally looks like a dinosaur. Why would you get even close to it? Like, you know, when you go out at night to like, there was a communal place where you would drop your garbage off. And every like cluster of condominiums had one. You know, when you go there and there's a little, you know, there's a couple of recycling bins and some dumpsters, you know, things like that. You dump your trash in there. And you walk out at night and you hear the alligators will go, woof, woof, woof. They do this kind of huffing sound. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, they do this kind of huff, huff, huff sound. And it's really intimidating. Like legitimately intimidating. It's really, really scary. It's so funny. And you think something's going to be a good idea, you know? I'll just take a selfie with an alligator. Like, I'm sure they won't mind. But nature has other things in mind than selfies. My understanding is that crocodiles are significantly more aggressive than alligators. It's not to say that alligators are chill, because I don't believe they are. But I think crocodile is the alligator's meaner, more angry cousin. Like, you know, like alligators are pretty angry, but crocodiles are much more angry. Everybody has that, right? The angry cousin. Someone in your family just goes off at the slightest provocation. I think I've been here before. So I'm trying to think if there's somebody in my family like that. Not really. I had different ones. My brother, rest in peace, he died way too young. He died when he was very young. And I'll just say this. If you're over 18, I don't care where you live. I don't care what part of the country you live. Melanoma is the number one, it's the worst and fastest growing cancer. It's also the easiest to detect because you can see it. So go to a dermatologist, please. If you're over 18, go to a dermatologist. I don't care if you live in the Pacific Northwest or someplace where it doesn't get much sun. That doesn't matter. Look at this. This is incredible. It doesn't matter at all. Go there because if my brother had gone to a dermatologist, he would be alive to this day. A little PSA, a little public service announcement there. Can we head over on the beach? Oh, we can. Cool. Let's see what's over here. Yeah, that's so funny, you know. When you think about that, you think about somebody thought it was a good idea. It's a cave. Here. Oh, that's so cool. The reflection of the water. That's really neat. That's cool. So it's always, it reminds you a little bit like you see the legalese, you know, where somebody, you know, you buy a I don't know, some kind of throwaway ballpoint pen, and you know, on the back of the package there's a "don't shove up your nose" or something like that. And you know, because somebody got the brilliant to shove it up their nose and hurt themselves, and now we have that legalese on there. And I don't blame the lawyers; that's their job, right? Because it is, you know, that's their job, is to do that stuff. I just think it's interesting that people don't do it to be destructive, right? People do it because they think it's going to be funny, or they think whatever, or they just don't think about it. They don't think about the possible negative consequences. And a lot of times it really is just, what's this? What is this? What am I doing? Oh, hold left alt. Okay. No, wait. I don't like that. They keep doing that, and I don't want to do that. I just want to take cool pictures. Okay. What that is. It's really cool. Get back up. Interesting. This road is this trail, I should say, not really road. I don't think we came this way. I don't think so. This trail is very circuitous. I haven't been hiking like this, like in nature for quite some time. Not that I, you know, would do it all the time. I just haven't been like this in some time. I live in a city. I'm a city boy. I grew up in a city. But we would sometimes go on vacation when we could afford it. Growing up, my dad grew up on a small farm and was an excellent fisherman. Just a remarkable fisherman. One of the best fishermen I've ever seen. And sometimes we'd go fishing. That's always fun. I do kind of wish that there were some of the places where they would allow you to sit down and just watch. I was kind of like when games had that. What's the game? Caravan Sandwich had that. Where, and it wasn't as beautiful as this is right now, but Caravan Sandwich would have some situations where you could, I think I've been up here, I think. I have not. Okay. Well, okay. Let's see. Let me think about this now. I think I have seen a lot of these. The question is, are they going to accept? They're not. Do I have to go back and get those? Okay. Well, let's head back. Okay. Keep our lantern on. It can get a little dark. A little dark. I think we have seen most of those pictures. I think. We can get these. Is one coming up here? One is indeed coming up here. Which one? Let's see. What's the exact shot? Yeah, so it's got to get close. We got to look a little bit over this way. That better? That did it. Have we seen all of these? Not sure we have. I'm not sure. We'll keep going. Again, you know, I don't care that much about it. I'm not 100% kind of snorkel at all, but we can get some of these. We'll get some of them. You know, the thing I like mostly about getting them, if it's convenient. The thing I like mostly about that is, it's the right word. It unlocks another area that you normally can't get to, which has a tendency of being quite interesting. Here we go. That did it. This one I'm not sure about. I don't think I've seen that one yet, but I think we've seen these two. Let's keep going. I think this heads us down by the beach where we can see another one of those cave views, I think. I'm reasonably sure. I'm reasonably sure. I was chatting with someone who was thinking about starting their own YouTube channel. This is recently. And I've had a couple people who do that because I've been doing this for, coming up on 5 years. 5 years in April. And I would say you need to, don't do it, if you're doing it to make money, you need to not, because you're not going to. Like, just real talk, You ever see successful people say, oh, I could absolutely. What happened? oh, no, okay. Oh, I got enough things to unlock something. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, it keeps unlocking stuff because it keeps unlocking stuff. So we have one more, right? 2 more. Yeah, we have to go back to the flag, which is fine. It's fine. I like that. That was a good shot. I wish that it would apply to shots we've already taken because I'm reasonably sure. Like, yeah, look, this is okay. That's not exactly right. This is close. That's darn close. Other one is blowing the other way. In all fairness, I don't know where that arch is. I have to think about that because I don't know where that is at all. Which way to the flag? No. I think we need to go up to get to the flag. Reasonably sure. What's this? I've gone this way before. Maybe I have. I don't know. Just going down, which is the opposite of going up. You heard it here first. Hot take. But hey, so anyway, since this person was asking me about doing a YouTube channel, and I remember telling them, you should figure out a way that makes it really enjoyable for you and that you love doing it. Because I do. I love. I mean, I make no money on my channel. I'd love to make money on this. I absolutely would love to make money on it in a respectful way to my audience. But I love doing this, and the reason I started doing this was because I don't go to the movies. I couldn't tell you the last movie I went to. I don't go to the movies. I don't. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't own a TV, so I don't watch TV. I don't belong to any streaming services. Most of the content that I consume is YouTube. There's some streaming services that I consume as well, but most of the content I consume is YouTube. And I felt like I was just taking and not giving back to the community. And so in the little way that I can, I want to give back to the community. That's why I kind of started. What's this? It's up here. Oh, another camera. Okay. Yeah, we'll switch back to this one. Okay. Over here? What's over here? That's unusual. They usually don't let us walk. We can walk around here. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. All right. Nice. I like those little things. Those little things like that. When you walk around, you see something unexpected. Those kind of like when you listen to music sometimes. Or really consume any art. You consume it and you listen to it like with music. I love to see. I love to see when you watch, say, jazz musicians. improvising. And one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite jazz standards is My Favorite Things. John Coltrane famously made it popular, kind of turned it into a standard. Obviously, it started as a musical, not a standard, but John Coltrane sort of popularized it and made it into a standard. I think it's the jazz version of My Favorite Things is absolutely one of the most iconic songs ever written. And when you watch a really masterful jazz musician exploring the song, it's like they're taking a cut crystal, and turning it around and seeing all the different ways that the light reflects and refracts in it. I don't know how to get back to the mount. We haven't been here before. This is cool. What's this? Oh, paper airplane. Sure. I wish we wouldn't do that. Because it is kind of littering, and I don't like it. We'll keep going. I don't really see... Let's keep going up. Let's always pick the road that goes up. That goes down, we're not doing that. See if that'll get us back to the... This goes up, but I think it goes the wrong way. I don't know what makes me think that, because I get lost in games tremendously easy. Oh, so anyway, so this friend of a friend was saying they wanted to start a channel, and they thought it might be a good way to make money. And I mean, if you're successful, yes, but there's easier ways to make money. There just are, like for most people. I mean, not everybody is Markiplier and Jacksepticeye or Ludwig and is in a position where they become multi-millionaires, and they end up worth. They put in the hard work. I'm not saying they don't, but most people who put in that hard work don't make tens of millions of dollars. We've been here before. You know, that's just the way it is. They just don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, just if you're looking thinking of ways to get a quick buck, this isn't it. Yeah, we're headed the wrong way, so we're going to turn back around and find, do something that you absolutely love. You know, if you love working on cars and talking about it and explaining what you're doing, that's a great channel to start. You know, if you have a project car and you want to share that, that's cool. That's so dope. That's really, really cool. It was really I know we can run back, but there's not a trail back here, is there? It just kind of ends. Yeah, it just ends. Okay. It just ends, which is fine. But, or let's say you like to knit, and you do some cool knitting projects, and you want to share that. I think that's really cool. I think that's really, really dope. I love that kind of stuff. I think it's so fascinating. So many different things you can learn and experience that you never knew was around on YouTube, And even the stuff that you are familiar with. Like, I'm consider myself, I'm a gamer. I play games, and I play a lot of games, especially with this channel, and I've learned all kinds of stuff. Coming up on the 1-year anniversary of me playing Minecraft, and I was watching the mid-offs, which is Tubbo, who's a Minecraft streamer. A very successful one, I might say, as well. I might have talked about the mid-offs before, where they take gamers who either haven't played Minecraft or don't typically speedrun Minecraft, and they hook them up with a world-class and world-renowned coach. Each one has a different coach. And then they coach them for a week, and then they do a speedrun. And it's really fascinating to watch. There was Super TF, and Super TF is a legit Super TF is an absolutely wow. Have I been there? I think I have been there before. I don't know. Super TF is an absolutely legit former professional esports player. I think he used to play Overwatch. He's quite literally a 3-time world champion. It was very fascinating to watch because he had the technique, because he's a professional gamer. He had the technique, the clicks, the things. He understood how the inventory worked. He understood how to make stuff. But he didn't understand the game. And that's what was really doing him in. He actually won the tournament. But I think the reason he won the tournament is because he had the technique. I think that's the reason why he won. He knew the technique. And of just gaming, which I found quite interesting, actually. I kind of wasn't expecting that. That goes down, this goes up, so maybe this goes to where the... It does, okay. I thought that was really interesting. But it's interesting how you have some people who... It also seemed... Because I watched him play it afterwards too, and he made a comment. He made a comment that he was talking to his coach, and he was like, this game is really, really hard. So I was not expecting this. He's like, the first time I picked this up was, 7 days ago. And this game is surprisingly hard for a children's game. And I was a little taken back, because although I didn't play Minecraft for a long time, mainly because I don't like crafting games, I never thought it was just a children's game. I mean, part of it was also because the people I grew up with, played Minecraft. I'm trying to think how we're gonna... What's the... the wind's blowing in the direction, but I don't know what to do. Because this is... Is it? That's not it, is it? Is it over here? Is there a different one? I can't go down here. I mean, it's... Is this not the one? I'm super confused. How can I get around here and have it blow the other way? Yeah. Because that's the trick, is it's got to be over here somewhere. But I'm not seeing how I can do it. There's some way, there's a trick to this? Like, can we go over here and around? No. Not letting us do it. Doesn't let us do it. How? How do we get that shot? Well, it's not really letting us go down here. What about over here? Is there another trail that I'm kind of missing? I don't think so. How do I get that shot? How do I get that shot? There's got to be something, right? That's not it. I mean, that's not it either. It's too close. Please stand in an open area. Okay. I mean, this is here, I think. What? Wait. Is it over here? Maybe? No. Over here? Because it's... Wait, let's see this. Maybe this isn't it. I don't think that's it. No. It doesn't look right. That was it. Okay. It was pretty forgiving then. Okay. Cool. Oh, okay. Okay. I was overthinking it. That arch, I don't know what that arch is. We're going to walk around a little more because I've been enjoying myself immensely. But I think that's, I feel like that there's an influence that flows from high-powered influencers down. And you think about we were all younger and we watched Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Yes, they worked extremely hard. Both of them, which I don't know about Markiplier, but there was at one point when they were producing more than 7 videos a week. And Jacksepticeye producing 14. And it's funny, people always bring that up. But I'm almost positive that entire concept started with PewDiePie. Pretty sure. As I think probably is the overly emotional aggro gamer, the screamy gamer, which I'm not my thing. I don't like that. Even though I like Jacksepticeye. I also like Jacksepticeye was genuine though. I mean, I don't think I know him as a person because I just seen his videos, but I feel like that there's a part of that, part of that's genuine. Same with Markiplier, right? There's a part of what you watch in the video that's genuine, that's who they are as a person. We don't know them, and I'm not pretending to. I'm not saying it's parasocial. I'm just saying, I just find it interesting. Any other there is. There's other ways we can go. Wouldn't mind finding that arch. Maybe the last one we need. I don't know. Do we see what that is? I'll say between two buildings. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything like that. Keep looking around because I'm enjoying myself immensely. And I think the person I was talking to about the YouTube channel, I don't think they believe me. And so I told them to reach out to it. There's a couple of other YouTubers I know who are not hugely successful, but somewhat successful, and they make money off it, and a lot of what they do is making money off of promoting what they do, like promoting their like YouTube is sort of a side hustle that pushes what their full-time job is. In one case, he's a photographer, and so he does photography. He does photography YouTube and videography. But he said, he had his YouTube channel for 8.5 years and made absolutely no money on it. And didn't even think about it. Didn't think about making money on it. Just because he loved doing it and he liked being part of the... Look at this. Have we been in here? I feel like we have. Maybe not. At the beginning of the game, maybe? Not sure. Maybe at the beginning of the game. It's over here. Something. And the person who I talked to him, and he said told him very similar advice. Like, you need to do something because you love it, and you need to make the choices to do it because you love it and you think it's right, not just to get the views and to make the money. Because if you're doing stuff to get the views and make the money, it's going to come across, and 9 times out of 10, that's not attractive to people. I thought it was a really good way to put it. And that person, I think they're still going to start a YouTube channel. I think they're going to go in with it, and I hope they stick with it. I hope they learn some lessons, and I hope they stick, because we have been here. I legitimately and genuinely do, because I think I enjoy it immensely, and I think it's great to contribute, because there's a lot of, you watch a lot of Minecraft. I watch more Minecraft stuff now than I ever did before, because I never played Minecraft before and I wasn't interested. And there's so much of the Minecraft community. They'll do something, like in some sort of, survival multiplayer. They'll do something not because it's what they want to do, or because they think it's right. They'll do something for the views. But I've heard multiple people say this. They do something that's kind of deviant, or not nice, or let's see. And they do it for the views. And in some cases, they end up, whatever the rules are on the server, they end up maybe cheating a little bit, or doing something that's objectively unkind. And I'm not saying they're unkind as people, but that sort of behavior normalizes not being nice and being deviant. And I'm not a prude, but I don't like it. I don't like people normalizing that kind of thing. I don't think it's right. And I don't think it's good. And I don't like that type of content. And, maybe I'm just stupid, which I am. But I don't think I've been down this way. I think I would have remembered, but who knows. But it's very interesting to me to see that, and I feel like that the most successful channel now, and I've named it before, I won't name it now, you know who I mean, sort of brought that idea to the mainstream. And again, it's not that that idea was never done before. They're Jacksepticeye and Markiplier both in their prime. Probably Markiplier less than Jacksepticeye, I think. But like Jacksepticeye would talk about, he would start to play a game and it was not a popular game, and what's that? What's that? Oh, it's a video camera. Look at that. Can we just stop? Okay. This is very interesting. This house looks like it's going to just fall down in any minute. And there were times way back in the day when before Jacksepticeye even had a million subs. And what's this? Oh, it's just wood. That goes down to the beach, I think. Yeah. He'd play a game for once or twice and would stop doing it. And he said he never addressed it. He never talked about it until much later. I think, now that he's semi-retired, he can talk about that. He said he wouldn't play it because he wasn't getting engagement. He liked the game and he just finished it playing it himself. And I get that. Like I maybe that's why I just don't get any views or viewers, And I'm not saying I don't get any, because I get some, but they're modest, and my community is very modest. I have a modest little community, and I love it. Like I love every single member. I love members of the live stream. What's this? What's happening? Did I find a special area? What the heck? How'd I end up back here? Things look different. Something happened. Something special happened. And I'm not quite sure what it was. Yeah, I can't get up there. Yeah, things just distinctly changed. That was interesting. It's really interesting creative choices in this game the developer has made. I find it fascinating. Okay. We can go up. We're going to go down over here. Head over here. Something about this house is calling me at this time of day. We've seen this house before, of course. Yeah, then that one just goes straight back up. But this time of day, this is just a spectacular view, Can you imagine living in this house before it was dilapidated? Just hearing the sea, seeing the sea. Probably be a little rough, like in the winter, not gonna lie. But pretty fascinating. Anyway, I feel like Queso is old school. I feel like when I watch a Queso vid, maybe I haven't been this way. When I watch a Queso vid, I feel like I'm watching a vid from Jacksepticeye back in the day, right? That's what it feels like. Which is a compliment, obviously a very, very high compliment indeed. And there's not many people who are doing that these days. It's also interesting too. I think that, I get that like Jacksepticeye has a video as an editor, right? I get that. Because his time is extremely valuable and they want to have him doing it, creating it. But like, I sort of relate a little closer to Markiplier on this one, because Markiplier still edits some of his videos, like because he enjoys it, and I think it's even if you don't edit your videos, so many people who don't edit their videos don't know how to edit, and I think that's a huge mistake, because I don't understand how you even explain what you want out of the video. Oh dear. Okay. No, I don't know how to change that permanently. Wait, how did... Okay. Oh dear. Oh, guess wait. What happened to both the arches? Did we get that? Get that. Weird. I'm not. Well, I mean, I've seen all these, but I'm not going to bother to get them. I'm still looking around. But like, you need to know, even if your time is more well spent, you need to learn how to edit. You need to learn how to edit. You learn how to make cuts. You have to learn how to make a good video. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to explain to somebody the timing's off on this, right? The pace is off. The cuts are not quite right. You're not making the cuts in the right place. You're not like all of that. All of that is hugely important. You know, think about like a professional editor, like movie editor. It's not uncommon for every scene to have a click track, to have like a metronome, a beat, a timing to it. So that the editor can look at it and make sure that everything is following that, right? Is following that beat, that timing, that pace. That's when I learned that, it makes so much difference to me. And being a formally trained musician, I immediately understood what they were talking about. And whenever I edit, so a little view behind the scenes here. All of my videos are edited, with the exception of like puzzle type videos that are difficult to do this. Most of my edits I try to make so that they're seamless and you can't tell that there's an edit. And I'm pretty good at it. I've gotten pretty good at it, I think, if I do say so myself. And I do, of course. Can't go down that way. I thought we could, but I don't think we can. Oh, we can. I wasn't expecting that. The heck? That's nice. Why can we come down here? What's down here? What's down here that we can come down here? That's a wall. We can't go there. Maybe this way? Maybe this way. Yeah, I just feel like you need to be able to explain. You need to understand what you're doing. And by doing that, you just have to do it. I'm not saying you have to be a great editor, but you should be able to edit. Like, I do not get creators who do not understand how to edit at all. Like, I don't get it at all. I don't understand it. But again, I think if you look at the quality of like Markiplier's videos, they're great. They're just top notch, And I love the relationship that he has with Lixian. It's obviously Lixian is not doing all the edits himself. What's that? What is that? What the heck is that? We haven't seen this before. I mean, obviously we shouldn't go into it, but we're gonna do. Okay, what? Where am I? Where am I? What? What? Sure. What? I don't. What is happening? Okay, so these are graves, I think? No. Oh yeah, no, they are. They're graves, yeah. They look more Japanese than anything else, but... Where are we? Where are we now? Wait. Oh, was that the one we just in? That's not the one we just in. Where are we? Wait, we'll go up here. We get up. This is not... Where are we? This is not the same... This isn't the same. I'm going to go back down there and see that silhouette down there, but this is not... I don't know what this is, but this is not the same. This is not... What is happening? Let's go back into the void. I was not expecting that at all. What is going on? Wow, I'm like more than halfway through this game. And I'm just discovering this? Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, where'd I go last time? I went... Oh, wow, that's different. That's where I went last time. Are these about just teleporting to some of the different worlds? Which one is this one? Is this the one we just came from? Might be. of feels like it, doesn't it? Going to the white light. Where the... Okay, so this is okay, this is the one we just came from. Okay, go back in here. I want to experiment with this. I was going to end the video, but now I'm super fascinated by this. Okay. What's one we haven't been to? I don't think we've been to that one. But that's the one we just went to. So let's go here. Is this going to be... Oh, no, this is one... We've already been to this one. Okay. Well, let's go through this, and let's see if what we got here. See what we got. Okay. There was a different one here. I just want to check. Maybe you unlock these doing something? I'm not sure. This is fascinating. Yeah, we've been to that one. I think we've been to both those. Yeah, we've been to all these, I think. So okay, so how many do we unlock though? I think this is where we came from. Really interesting. Is there anything else on this island I can look at? Now it doesn't look like it. Can I go around this? Does that matter if I approach it from a different direction? Probably not. And this is back in wherever this was. This might be Japan. I think this is Japan. I think. I'm somewhat sure. I think this is where that Buddhist temple was in Japan. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's the case. Go up here and see if we can get our bearings a little bit. That was very unexpected. I was not expecting that in the least. My goodness. How does that happen? Yeah, this is totally Japan. This is exactly where that is. So those portals teleport us back and forth between these places. Yeah, but how have we not seen those before? Yeah, that's exactly where this is. This is 100% that place. It's 100% Japan. So is there more than one? I mean, I can look around this whole thing, but is there one portal per world, and they take you to 2 different worlds, and you can kind of teleport around like that? What's this? We've been here before. Yeah, we've taken all those. We've been here before. Huh. That's fascinating. That is very interesting. You know, I also think that's a pretty good place to end this video. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough of Lushfoil Photography Simulator. So my gaming rig is back. Look forward to some Minecraft coming up. Look forward to more Lushfoil as well. Hopefully a little bit more published. I had to be a little bit down and dirty with getting them out, getting the games out on my laptop. But everything's great. Computer's upgraded. Everything seems to be working. So that's all great. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time for more Lushfoil Photography Simulator.